everyone, my name is Jabaar Muhammad and you are watching Accessibility with Jabaar. So the show is about disability and community misconceptions about disability. Many people look at disabled and not clear about what the challenges are and what they face. So today's session will be an engagement and also sharing information about making the community a more inclusive environment. Today's guest is Chaeli Mycroft, and she is a very exceptional person. She's the very first female quadriplegic that has achieved going to the top of Mt Kilimanjaro and many other skills that she has obtained in her lifetime. She's a ballroom dancer and obtained many international awards. So she's quite a well-known, famous individual in our country. Also, we'll be watching more about her life, about her background in the next clip. So let's take a look.
My name is Chaeli Mycroft. I'm 21 years old and I am an ability activist. My main drive is for differently able people to be included and accepted the way we are, because we cannot change our disability, but we can change the way people see our disability. I believe that we can do it. We can make disability just another trait instead of a reason for exclusion. To create such an equal society where we work together for a common goal, each in a different way, will not be easy to achieve. But we have to start somewhere, and we have to dream big.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm incredibly proud of her courage, her resilience, her sense of adventure, and the way in which she claims her life.
When I got out of the summit, I can't believe, because she got such a strong heart. She cannot give up. She's ready to do it, she wants to do it, and she did it. And I was saying to her, I pray my kids to be like you, because you are so strong.
Many people see Kaylee as being extraordinary because she lives an ordinary life. At the Kaylee campaign, we truly focus on our young recipients being everyday heroes. That means we encourage them to claim their power, see their ability, live in possibility, and act as agents of change within their families and within their communities.
There's a song by Nickelback. It says, "What's worth the prize is always worth the fight." And I believe that the prize of inclusion is definitely worth the fight. Thank you. So let us stand together, united by a dream. Let it live forever, to give wings to all the angels.
Wow, I think that this is such an emotional video. It's so beautiful, especially to show that this woman has achieved such a lot. Kaylee, how did you do this? Can you tell us more about you and how did you achieve all of this?
Yeah, hi guys. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be on the show with you. I think that I have always just been surrounded by people who have promoted the idea that I am capable of things, and it and enabled me and empowered me to say yes to activities, to like trying new things. And I'm really grateful for that, because I think you have to have an attitude of making life the adventure that you want it to be, because often disability and living with the disability is really hard, and you have to find the moments in your life that bring joy. And for me, the things that bring joy are doing the ridiculous things that people don't think that I can do. I get a lot of motivation and energy from proving people wrong, and so that's what I do all the time. Every day you have to find the things that make it interesting, and I'm really happy that I have people in my life who go on those adventures and those journeys with me. And I think that's a really important thing to have as well and to work on, is to find your circle of support who will help you do the crazy things that you want to do, but also hold you accountable to your ability, and also keep you grounded when you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or when your head gets too big. You know, you're gonna have people who bring you back down to earth as well. And I think I have a good balance between those.
So thank you for that. We'll continue more after the break. We are back from our break, and we're continuing our discussion with the amazing, wonderful, skilled Chaeli Mycroft. So now, Kaylee, the video that we saw, it's quite inspiring. Can you perhaps tell us more about what are the biggest barriers or the challenges that you faced before you then decided, or before you changed to become the strong, motivated woman you are today?
I think my disability, I've lived with it for my entire life. So this is the only perspective that I have. And I've always been encouraged to use my disability as a tool for educating people and to kind of combat the ignorance that exists in society. And so I think I had a really good basis of self-esteem when I was little, because my parents instilled in me that my disability doesn't make me any less worthy of anything. And also that I have to work for what I get. And so I think that's a good balance between those two things, and I really feel like that's led to my particular way of activism, because as an activist I can't do like the protests and like standing on boxes and screaming things, so I had to kind of build my activism into something that worked for me and my disability. And so I do a lot of it through simply engaging with other people, other disabled people, other able people. I think it's really important to communicate and to share stories and embrace the fact that we live our life differently, and that's okay. We just need to sometimes invite people into that journey to have a better understanding. And so it's really interesting because a lot of people think that you can't say stuff because you're gonna offend somebody. And I think it's really possible to offend a lot of people, but you also, as a disabled person, I feel we have to be open to educating people as to why something that you said is offensive. Because if we're just quietly offended, we're not teaching anybody anything. And they're gonna continue doing what they're doing. And that's detrimental to the whole disabled community. So for me, it's very much about sharing my story and my experiences authentically so that people can engage themselves authentically and we can find common ground somewhere in that mess.
Wow, Kaylee. I think that the message and the inspiration that you share with us, especially the advocacy work that you do, makes people at home kind of watch and learn something from the way that they engage as well. Even myself, learning how to engage with your story and with the way that you've advocated in your lifetime. With the specific of you going to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, I myself, I don't think I can even do it. I can't picture myself doing it. So what gave you that motivation to do that?
I think in the beginning it was just like, oh, I've never seen a woman in a wheelchair, like female quadriplegic, do this, and that would be cool. But I think eventually it was like when we got closer, it was momentum that moved us. And sort of once you commit to something, you're in it, and you have to deliver on that. And so um, I also had an incredible team of people that went with me. There were 9 of us, and it was phenomenal and ridiculous. And I'm so grateful that we had that experience because we were there to teach people not to place limitations on others, but it also taught us that as well. And we learned so many other life lessons that you can only really learn when you are pushed to those limits.
I'm sure a lot of people watching today kind of maybe have it on their bucket list. Maybe they'll try it after seeing your video and what you've learned from us.
Go do it.
And also with ballroom dancing, how did you get into that?
Um, I got into ballroom because my mom saw an article somewhere, and she thought that might be a cool thing for us to try, and that was what, like 15 years ago or something. So I think that worked out really well. I think that the ballroom and the Latin is really quite a phenomenal space to be in as a wheelchair dancer because um, we can make beautiful things happen and we can show beautiful stories through what we're doing with the dancing. But it also is a space to feel understood because we have a whole group of um, disabled dancers who um, who practice with us, and it's really great for me to see how everybody grows in confidence and sees their own skills and their own abilities emphasized through the dancing. And I think that's our message with that particular program is that you can dance whatever your disability is. We'll make a plan. We can make the moves work around what you can do. And it just depends on how creative you are in that space, as to what you end up with.
Hi, Kaylee. Sorry to interrupt. We just have to go for a quick break and we'll continue after the break. Okay, so we are back from our quick ad break and we are still continuing our engagement with Kaylee, the famous, skilled, strong advocate for our disabled women. Kaylee, can you give us more advice, especially to the public that is watching today? How can they become more active, especially the disabled people that are sitting at home? How can you motivate them, or any message you can provide to them to become more active in their own lives and also in the community as well?
I think my big message is to just start doing something, and not comparing your ability level to anybody else's. We are all very unique in our disability, and the community is so diverse that we can't actually expect everybody to fit into the same boxes. So build your own box if you want to, and make things happen that work for you. And I think that that's really how we work at the Katie campaign too, is that we want to support people where they're at. And so we don't dictate to people what kind of services they need. We can tell people what kind of services and support we can provide, and then it's up to them to take up whichever options work for them and their situation. So I think that's a big thing. I think we as disabled people need to work on like backing ourselves, that we can actually do things even though we do them very differently to how the mainstream community does anything. And that's perfectly okay. We need to celebrate those diversities way more, because I think there's power and strength in the diversity of the community, and we need to harness that strength collectively to move forward to get more equality and equity for disabled people in South Africa, and we need to use our voices to make that happen.
Wonderful, Kaylee. I think that message already inspired me, as well as many that are watching, and also those that are sitting at home that may not have had any idea on what to do. And I'm sure that those that are watching might want to learn more from you. Can you maybe tell us, maybe share 3 key words that are important to you, or that are important that you need to share to help those internalize the importance of inclusion in disability? Just give us 3 words.
3 words. Okay. I think one is creativity. One is be flexible with how you make things happen. And then the last thing is ability. We are disabled people, and that is an identity in itself, but we have ability within our disability, and we need to bring that out so that people can see and understand how we work.
Wow, Kaylee, thank you so much. I think those 3 words, let's see, creativity, ability, and no. I'm missing a word. But thank you so much, Kaylee. I'm sure that a lot of people watching today have internalized your message and note that it's quite important. And it's also important to be flexible. the reason for being flexible and will help you to be able to do it. So thank you so much, Kaylee. Thank you for sharing your story with us and for inspiring us today. I know that after this, many people will be in touch with you, and I would like that to happen. So if you want to learn more about Kaylee, also about what she has, maybe you could become the president of South Africa one day, you never know. So please, you can do it. Let's show that you can do it. So Kaylee, thank you so much once again for joining us on Accessibility with Jabaar. We really do appreciate your time.
Thanks so much, Jabaar. It was really cool to chat to you, and I'm excited to see where this journey goes.
So for more information linked to Chaeli Mycroft as well as the many disability organizations that she works with, we will share that information in terms of advocacy and advocacy work that they do. You can check the information at the bottom of the screen, so you can contact them. Thank you so much for watching Accessibility with Jabaar on CTV. Goodbye.